tuning in tonight for more trivia. We have with us Scott again is returning. He guest hosted a couple weeks ago, and Shelby is out of pocket, so Scott is back with us tonight to guest host some trivia. Let's go ahead and get started on the countdown. Let's see if I can get to it. Okay. Got 6 people here. Let's try to get a few more here so we can get rolling. But yeah, so what have you been watching the past few days, Scott? Anything exciting?
I'm drawing blanks. I actually have been watching a lot of stuff, but this morning while I was doing trainings for work,
hmm Oh yeah,
I mean, we are fans, right?
that's true. That's true. Yes, I told her I briefly saw. I think it was your post I saw that you did that interview with him a while back.
Yeah, I did about 10 years ago. My good friend Richard Glenn Schmidt, who runs a wonderful website, doommoviethon.com. I'm not sure if you read it. But he also has a number of books on Giallo and
hmm
his the way he views Italian and other horror movies. He did a short-lived zine called Fang of Joy, which is, I believe, the Japanese title of Dario Argento's Bird of the Crystal Plumage.
Right.
And if that's a question, you got the answer. Um, but anyway, I interviewed Giovanni for that. I also interviewed Ruggero Diodato and and one of my early, doing that. I don't do a lot of interviews. Admittedly, I hate transcribing, and I don't really have the editing software or the time to really edit them.
hmm
So, but my son, who's now a teenager, came in, and Giovanni heard him and is like, "Oh, is that a little boy? He sounds so cute," or something like that. And it just he was just such a nice guy, and he played all
hmm
these sleazy characters on film. I
Right.
mean, if you watch Cannibal Ferox, that dude is sleazy to the
Yeah.
max.
Yeah. How old was he? Do you
He was
know?
69.
I think it's
69.
still fairly young.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Get this going. That one. Oh, no. So fun. Okay. You know what, that will work. Okay, let's get this countdown started. Everyone, again, as a reminder to play trivia, it's super easy. All you have to do is look at the correct answer, see which, we'll read the question. 1, 2, 3, or 4 will be the multiple choice answers. You type in the answer you want, and your answer will be tabulated, and we'll get all the each after each at the end of the game we'll have that's the only way you can get your answer in is if you hit 1, 2, 3, or 4, and the first one you press and enter is the one that is locked. You can't change your answer halfway through or anything like that. But yeah, different trivia tonight. We're still doing the giveaway for the Evil Takes Fruit and the Last House on Needless Street pen. That's a little cat with a knife in its mouth. Evil Takes Fruit is a DVD and digital copy right here. In order to win that, you just donate in the super chat. $1 gets you one equals one entry. At the end of this month, we'll figure out who all's donated this past month and draw a winner. And again, for those of you who are just now checking out about our YouTube memberships, that's something new we just enabled this past week. Basically, it's the exact same perks you get for being on Patreon. No need to do both. You get the exact same, exclusive videos, early access, behind the scenes shenanigans. And for instance, with trivia, we always post an answer on Patreon / to our YouTube members to one of tonight's answers. So if you're a patron, you'll know what one of the answers is tonight. So let's see where we're at on about 20 seconds. I believe it's from that book, Pete. By the way, guys, Uncle Pete is a patron, and he'll actually be joining us on our Evil Dead Rise discussion tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., I think, Eastern. So, all right, question 1. Okay. Who is the only survivor of the deadly prom night in the 1976 version of Carrie? Is it 1, Tommy, 2, Sue, 3, Chris, or 4, Billy? Thank you, Uncle Pete, for the $2 donation. You have 2 entries to win this set. I know we're a little bit behind on announcing some winners. We have March's, and then we have the My Bloody Valentine print that we need to give away. So hang tight. We'll do a big giveaway show here soon. But did you like the? Did you ever see the 2000 and the was it 2013 or so remake of Carrie?
Is that the one from the director of Boys Don't Cry?
I'll have to look and see. I'm not sure.
I don't have my computer. I'm doing this from my
Yeah.
phone. So look it up. I'm gonna say I liked it. It's the central. It's interesting because then you saw the early
Yes.
2000
Yeah.
one with Angela Battista.
The Rage Carrie too.
No, there was another made-for-TV remake with Angela Battista. Who played May. Did you ever see May?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you had. It had her in it, and I thought Angela, if she was put in a better film, right? Like it wasn't the same production values.
Mm-hmm.
She was an outstanding Carrie in a less than outstanding film, and God, I thought the remake of Carrie was from 2013, 2014 was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
As far as content, I felt like the director really had the right, the tone down.
Mm-hmm.
But
I do too.
honestly, no one can beat De Palma as far as it's just. And that's, Carrie's mom in the in the original version, to me, is one of the most terrifying characters in all of film.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she really is. Really just sadistic and extreme, definitely.
Yeah.
And the correct answer was indeed Sue. Sue was the only survivor of Carrie's rampage that night. I need to. I saw the trailer for The Boogeyman from Stephen King. Well, he didn't direct or anything, but based on his whatever. I don't know if it was a short story, a novella, what it was, but it looks interesting, so. Okay, question number 2. What town is attacked by birds in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds? Is it 1, Valley View, 2, Haddonfield, 3, Bodega Bay, or 4, Antonio Bay? Which one is the victim of the bird attack? I absolutely feel like I need to rewatch the Birds 2, Land's End again.
Vinegar Syndrome just put out a
They did. Yeah.
I passed it off to another writer on Euro, but I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. I suspect it may or may not hold up. I'd note Puppet Master. I'm not giving away the answer here, but Puppet Master takes place in the same town.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. How about that? And it was indeed, of course, Bodega Bay was the correct answer. So far, I think everyone's gotten them right. And guys, make sure you like the button, subscribe to the channel, consider joining Patreon or YouTube membership. We actually just uploaded a video of something we're doing in May, every Saturday in May, to Patreon and YouTube membership. So it will be interesting to see how that's received. Question 3. In which century was the 2015 film The Witch set? Is it 1, the 1800s, 2, the 1700s, 3, the 1600s, or 4, the 1500s? Where does it take place at? What century? I wasn't a big fan of The Witch.
I liked it. It's one of those films where I enjoyed watching it. Would I go back for repeat viewings?
Yeah.
The Goat was
Yeah.
cool.
And it did take place in the 1600s. Was it Black Phillip? Wasn't that the goat's name?
Yep.
Black Phillip.
I mean, when you're getting your own can of cider and stuff, you elevated,
right.
you know.
All right, question 4. There are only 9 questions tonight for some reason. I got to get that fixed. Sorry. Next week we'll get back to 10. Question 4. What director urged, I'm going to butcher his name probably, Oren Peli, who directed Paranormal Activity, Oren Peli, to change the ending of Paranormal Activity? Which director urged him to change the ending of Paranormal Activity, which he did for the final cut? Was it 1, Steven Spielberg, 2, George Lucas, 3, Eli Roth, or 4, Adam Green? Who urged him and was successful in changing the ending? I really love the first 3 Paranormal Activity movies, but the ones since then have been either hit or miss for me.
I'm gonna fess up that I haven't seen them, but
Oh,
because I can't watch found footage films.
Oh, do you get sick?
Yeah, I've tried everything over the years. I've tried Dramamine. About a year ago, I started seeing these glasses advertised on eBay with like liquid in the eyes, right?
Yeah.
And because I collect retro games since before they were retro, I picked up a copy of Turok 2 for Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
So and Nintendo 64 a lot. So I bought these glasses. I tried playing Turok 2. I made it 10 minutes. Yeah. So I've missed.
Yeah. Oh, I have a love-hate relationship with certain found footage films. Do you have to answer before it goes to the next screen? Yes, ideally you do answer before it hits the next screen. And it was Steven Spielberg. He's the one who urged him to change the ending, and he did, so.
Well, I mean, Steven Spielberg is like, dude, change your film. And, you know, like,
Probably just do it.
he's made billions throughout his career. So
Right.
take the advice.
Which of these horror sequels, question 5, which of these horror sequels is not set in space in the future? Is it 1, Jason X, 2, Hellraiser Bloodlines, 3, Halloween Resurrection, or 4, Dracula 3000? Which one does not take place in space?
You know, that's a trend I kind of wish had continued. I mean,
I know. I mean,
you know, instead of
it did pretty well. I mean, you had Critters, Leprechaun, obviously 3 of these 4.
I mean, you know, we got that last Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel, and it's like, yeah, he's still in Texas. I mean,
Yeah.
send him to Houston, get him up into space, you know.
Right. And no shocker there. The correct answer was Halloween Resurrection. That was the lovely entry that featured Busta Rhymes and the other
Also
guy
kind of
from
fun.
Save the Last Dance. He was in it too. That one's growing on me. I like that one more than I like I don't know. H2O I have a love-hate relationship with. I'll watch it and be
I
like, this is just I don't know. I like it though. I mean, I like it a lot better than this new trilogy, that's for sure.
I haven't seen the last two parts of the new one, so I
Yeah.
can't say. I watched H2O again last year, and aside from the unfortunate selection of the Creed in there, um, and they're not the only ones that overdosed on Creed
Oh
back
yeah,
then.
Scream
Um,
3, was it 3 or 2 they did?
yeah, Scream 3. I
Yeah.
remember there even was a music video that
Yeah.
incorporated
They
footage
had
in
Dewey in it
there.
and stuff, yeah.
Uh, Yeah, but I mean, I rewatched it last year, and honestly, if I were to compare the characterizations between the first part of the new Halloween trilogy and
Hmm.
the H2O, I kind of like the H2O one more. I mean, I
I do
know it
too.
makes her kind of a stand back and alcoholic type, but it kind of makes more
It makes more
sense.
sense than her angle in this new trilogy. That I completely agree. That was my biggest gripe with the 2018 film was I just didn't believe some of the logic on that.
Now, do I think her 5 minutes in Resurrection makes sense, where she's like, "I give
Yeah.
up, throw me out a window"?
No.
No,
No.
I do find it cheesy fun, and I do like the whole kung fu Buster Rhymes.
Yeah.
If I'm in a mood for a ridiculous
Hmm.
Halloween experience, there it goes.
Yeah. Question 6. Which popular horror film was inspired by real life events that took place in Gainesville, Florida in the early 90s? Is it 1, Urban Legend, 2, The Faculty, 3, Scream, or 4, I Know What You Did Last Summer? Which one was inspired by real events that took place in Gainesville, Florida in the early 90s? Again, hit 1, 2, 3, or 4 for the answer you believe is correct in the comments. We never got Thanksgiving 2 in space. Well, we don't need any more Thanksgiving movies ever again because the first one was good, trashy fun. The third one was the only film that Shelby and I have never been able to actually finish all the way through. So,
I feel as far as Thanksgiving horror films go, people don't talk about Blood Freak enough.
Blood Freak's good.
No, Blood Freak is hysterical.
Yes.
Um, and I saw the first Thanksgiving. It was sent to Eurocult AV
Hmm.
right when we started. I never saw the sequels. I am looking forward to the Eli Roth
Thanksgiving film,
Thanksgiving.
yeah, so looks good. Well,
I'm not an Eli Roth fan by nature,
yeah.
but I know that he is probably making a huge homage to Pieces,
Yes.
and Pieces is in my top 5 favorite films of all time.
Yes. I love Pieces.
Yeah.
Actually, I got that the one release that came with the CD on it. I got
The
the
Grindhouse version,
Grindhouse
yeah.
version, yeah. And the correct answer was Scream. Scream was the horror film that was inspired by real life events in Gainesville, Florida. Question 7. Which character appears in all 4 of the Jaws movies? Is it 1, Michael Brody, 2, Mayor Larry Vaughn, 3, Matt Hooper, or 4, Ellen Brody? Which one appears in all 4 films? Oh, well, if you have Shutter, I believe Pieces is on Shutter. If not, it's probably on something. Maybe Tubi, I don't know, but check it out if you have not seen it.
If you haven't seen it,
Yes.
find it. I'll make a controversial statement here, but it is probably the best film to ever feature a chainsaw killing.
Mm,
Oh yeah, there I said it. And I'm in
that's true.
Texas, and I'm saying
That is true. And the correct answer was Michael Brody. The character of Michael Brody appears in all 4 films. Oh, do you remember those that trilogy of shark movies called Shark Attack that came out in like the late 90s, early 2000s, something like that?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Shark Attack. I only saw Shark Attack
Yep.
3 Megalodon, and it had the guy that played Captain Jack in
Yep.
Doctor Who
Yep.
in that one.
Yeah, we're actually going to
Yeah.
be doing something with that series here in summer, so no, I need to find copies of those because I don't have any of those.
Well, I've heard Captain Jack's been canceled, so maybe you can
Yeah,
get him on.
that's true. Question 8. What is the song played at the beginning of Halloween 2? And by Halloween 2, I mean the 1981 version. What, 81?
Can't believe we have to specify
Uh,
that.
is it 1, Mr. Sandman, 2, Monster Mash, 3, Halloween theme song, or 4, Every Breath You Take? Which song appears in the opening, or played at the beginning rather, of Halloween 2? The Sharknado series is your favorite? Well, hey, you know what? The Sharknado films they serve their purpose. So, and 30 seconds tabulating the answers now. What do we have? Tomorrow night we have a new film from Terror Films premiering, and then I'll have to see what else we got because I can't recall right now. And of course, the answer was number 1, Mr. Sandman. Lots of people thought, there's a couple of people thought it was the Halloween theme song, which technically it is in the beginning as well, but song is the key phrase. Question 9. How much money did Arnie pay for Christine in the horror movie of the same name? Is it 1, $750, 2, $500, 3, $250, or 4, 1,000? How much did Arnie pay for Christine? I feel like Christine is a film that is one of Carpenter's more underrated um, offerings.
You're right. I rewatched it like about 3 years
Hmm.
ago to review it, and I hadn't seen it since like an actual teenager, and it feels like a really good teen film with like just strong horror
Yeah,
overtones. Like it has a very good, a confused teenager vibe is what
hmm,
I'm getting at.
yeah. It's I mean, yeah. I definitely think it's underrated. I think of all his films, the one film of his that to me does not feel like a Carpenter film is his last one he did, which was the Ward. In
I haven't
really,
watched it. I actually kind of, it's one of those things where like there's sometimes I refuse to be a total completist
oh
about
really?
things. And so if I try and leave one thing, like almost for an
Oh,
emergency, like if I need a Carpenter film, there's one left. And
hmm.
being that I haven't heard a damn good thing about it, um, I have you keep hearing, oh, he's trying to direct. I'm happy leaving it at Ghost of
Yeah,
Mars and just being like, okay. I wasn't even that big of a fan of Ghost of Mars, but I'm like,
yeah.
we're
You
good
know?
here.
No, yeah. I think Ghost of Mars is really, it really it's grown on me over the past. That and Vampires has grown on me.
Vampires, it's like the beginning of the film, first half, I'm loving it, and by the second half, I'm
Yeah,
just like, it's kind of wearing
yeah.
on me.
I get that. I mean, he had a couple of hits there in the 90s. And Our Winners
And
Tonight.
the Mouth of
Oh,
Madness
and The
is
Mouth of Madness is
legit,
amazing.
but
That's my top.
yeah.
I'm not even trying to rank his films right now. It's up there though.
Oh no, that's I've given up on the concept of
Yeah.
ranking things. Like I said, Pizza's in my top five, and I'm not lying that I probably watch Pieces twice a year. Um, but because of Eurocult
Mhm.
AV in the last 14 years, until I've stopped in the last year, but I was watching like 10 to 12 films
Oh,
a
wow.
week for a long staying up late at
Sure.
night,
Yeah.
and it kind of caught up with me. So gauging favorite films, I'm like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
done with
Yeah. I
this.
don't blame you there. The only thing I used to regularly like watch every year was I'd watch like Halloween 3, and then I would watch Death Note, the anime series, once a year, and I would watch Cowboy Bebop once a year. Um,
Oh yeah, no, I used to watch Cowboy Bebop on a
mhm.
regular. I'm Evangelion is
Mhm.
one of my favorite series of all time. Um, I do make everyone's always like Jaws on Fourth of July, but Return of the
Oh
Living
yeah,
Dead.
yeah.
No,
Yep.
I always watch Return of the Living Dead Fourth
Yep.
of July.
And our winner tonight is Joey Andrews. In first place, he got 8 of the 10 correct. So, Joey, if you would like a KOH sticker, check out the description. There should be an email. It should be hello@kingsofhorror.com. Send us an email with your address if you would like us to mail you a KOH sticker. And next week, we'll be back with another chance for everyone to win a sticker and/or prizes. Um, and what time is it? We got about 10 more minutes left. We'll kind of talk some horror. Let us know if you have any questions for us about horror, about our favorite whatever. If we like this movie, if we don't like this movie, we're open. So, The Ward is better than Ghost of Mars. I would need to rewatch The Ward. Yeah, we'll have to see. Um, don't need a sticker. I pass. Give them to the next person.
I haven't
Okay.
seen Ghost of Mars in 20 years,
Yeah.
so I'm probably it's probably so long since I've seen it that my opinion doesn't even count anymore.
Which one is that? Ghost of Mars.
Ghost of
Yeah.
Mars. Well, I was thinking about this concept a while back. Like, if it's been like 25 years since I've seen a film, it's almost like you're getting a second first
Yeah, that's
viewing.
true. Um. Yes, Christine sold for $250. Peace speak like Kent Hovind. Ovid. Caroline, maybe put up an answer time clock. I answered 2. That didn't get counted. We usually have about 40 seconds in between once the question is up for you to get your answers in. We can try to play with it and try to extend it a little bit if it's cutting off too quickly. Um, but so Jules Henderson was our second place winner. Jules, if you want another sticker, let us know and we can send it along with the other one. If not, we can pass it on to the next one, I suppose, which would be Nettie. RG, we got third place. So, but yeah, let's see. Let me go over what's premiering this weekend on KOH. We have, okay. So tomorrow night we have Blood Covered Chocolate. It's the newest film from Terror Films. It's about when a recovering drug addict named Massimo is bitten by an ancient shape-shifting monster. He must fight to save his girlfriend, Tien, from the same bloody fate. That's the newest from Terror Films. And then it's not up live yet. I need to get it up live, but Birdemic 3 is premiering Saturday nights on KOH, along with Rewind or Die. And then the SOV classic Truth or Dare is wrapping off the weekend and wrapping up our April premieres here on KOH on Sunday.
Truth or Dare is amazing. That's a fun one.
Yeah. There's like so many sequels.
I didn't realize that until about like 5 years ago. And I used to hang out on like micro budget film communities when I was trying to actually make my own stuff. And Tim Ritter
Yeah.
was part of those. And,
Oh, cool.
like I didn't know there was like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, it's impressive. thoughts on Evil Dead Rise. Well, we have a live stream planned for that tomorrow. So if you want to hear my thoughts on Evil Dead Rise and my ranking of the Evil Dead series, hop on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for that live stream. Reminder Die is going to be awesome, I bet. We'll see. What's the first May release? I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Let me look and see if I can say May. Sure, I'll go ahead and say what the first release premiere of May is going to be. It's May 5th. It's a film from Terror Films called Dark Entities, followed by the KOH premiere of Behind the Sightings, which is an indie film. And on Monday, we will have a announcement on what's going to be happening every Saturday here on KOH. It's going to end up being triple features every Saturday night in May, or every Saturday in May. And that'll make more sense once we release our promo video on Monday. So yeah, Behind the Sightings, Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And since someone asked about or mentioned Rewind or Die, it's about a group of 6 friends from around the world descend upon an old abandoned house in the French countryside. Soon they discover an old VCR and a stack of VHS tapes, all filled with vintage horror movies. But what begins as a fun way to pass time quickly becomes deadly as each VHS tape spawns horrors from the movies on them and into reality. And the friends now must struggle for their survival. So, anthology-esque, maybe. But, yeah, well, if anyone else does have any other questions or wants to get our opinion on stuff, we'll call it a night and catch you guys again next Thursday night, 8 Central, or 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and we'll do it all again. So I'm Patrick, that's Scott. Scott, you want to plug Eurocult AV?
Yeah, just check out EurocultAV.com. We're always posting reviews of horror movies, cult movies in general, classic movies, and we do a lot of book reviews and also tabletop game reviews and articles as such. So
check it out, and we'll be back again next Thursday. Consider Patreon, consider YouTube membership, and our next thing coming up on the channel will be tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Evil Dead Rise discussion and series ranking. So